Hello, we are back, guys. And this time around, I just want to focus on our insights for the US stocks. And I believe many of you are also into trading the US market, right? So, allow me to show you what my analysis for these stocks. And if you have your requests, feel free to drop a comment and then share to me which stock you'd like me to review. In the meantime, I'd like to prioritize my personal picks that are already in my watch list. Okay, I'd like to let's experiment our okay, right. I'd like to check Amazon. Okay, all right. Wow. Settings, let's check the settings. Let's make it US background, let's make it black. Grid lines, let's make it black. Horizontal lines, let's also make that black. Okay, so there we have it, it's clear. And okay, so there we have it. I'd like us to there. Let's first remove the lines that I have created for this one. So we start fresh. Okay, as you can see, I'll just remove that. Okay, it's for Amazon. We are currently triggering the lower Bollinger Band over here, and so I don't feel good because this might continue to go down, and I have plotted here our support, so chances are it might go down some more, and then let us just observe what the price action is around this level. Okay, around 1708 level, and just for sure Amazon is a very stable company, right? And we're just after getting in at a much cheaper price so that we can maximize our earning potential. Next stock is Netflix. Okay, for Netflix, so I drew this blue line the other day because we felt that Netflix will bounce at the MA20 area, and we were correct indeed. So this might continue to go up, but some might take profit around the 298 level. So in case you want to get in as near as you can to the MA20 line. And our MA20 line is the red line that you see on our screen. Okay, so that is our possible area of bounce. Okay, and notice here, this area, there was a gap down that happened here. It took some time to take off again, and then chances are it might go back to that level, and it will fill the gap. So there's really a big potential that the risk to reward ratio is going to be promising for the stock in the coming days. We just have to make sure that there's no any negative comment or negative news about it. Okay, So we have a good breakout play that happened here. At the 1291 level. So that is the new support because that used to be a resistance, and now our price, let me see. So there was a breakout that happened here and it confirmed the support, revisited the line, and now it's going up again. So I would have to say we might see some more bullish movements for Google as because this is another hint for us. It's triggering the upper band. But the nearer you are to the MA to this blue line that we have here, the better. That means you were able to haggle. As I know that some people will be taking profit before take profit and it will go down and then before it goes up again. So uh, just try 1,291 peso, no, $1,291 area. That would be the good entry price. Okay, so the next one on my watch list. By the way, if you have your own requests, just feel free to drop a comment, as I'm just doing this based on what I have on my list. Where is that? So let us see. It's really Amazon is really, Apple is really giving us these weird movements. Okay, so I'm now in the monthly chart because I just want to see really the um, better outlook of this stock. So I'd like to move this up over here because there was this is a resistance that happened on a monthly outlook. That's the resistance, and then we had a breakout that happened here. So if the market gives you a chance, and let's say they will, the sentiment of the market will be taking profit, let's say, and I'm sure it's not 100% of the time that your stock will just continue to go up. So it might rest and it might revisit the 230 area. Okay, now I would have to say that yes, there's a big chance that it will really rest or retrace for a while because of what I have observed here in our RSI. The price was moving up. Price was moving up in this area, moving upwards, but your RSI is already giving us some um, bearish movement. Okay, it's the opposite. So always remember that when a price is moving upwards and then your RSI is moving downwards, then chances are it will retrace. Now it might continue to go up, but it's going to this time around give us very, very minimal movements, like minor movements. There you go. Dell Dell had a good bounce. That's a monthly outlook. Let's go back to the dailies. Okay, but I have a okay. So we had a doji that happened last Friday. So I would have to say that okay. So this is your resistance. Always remember that when you have a resistance here and it goes revisit, if it revisits that area once again, um, it will confirm the resistance, so chances are it might retrace. Another hint that we have here is that this is a shooting star, and if that appears at the resistance area, chances are it will go down. Now, normally it goes down at the MA20 level. So just observe what happens right at the MA20 line and see if it will confirm a possible bounce in that area. This one is Nordstrom. Nordstrom, we are at the resistance level. Okay, we are at the resistance level for Nordstrom. So just be extra careful as it might. Okay. It might retrace. There you have it. Another perfect example of RSI giving us some signs of weakness from here to here. And then your price level is just giving us that straight line. You're at the resistance here, and another one here, but your RSI is already moving in a downward direction. So that's your hint. Okay, that means if you have entered around this area, then consider taking profit and catch it again when you see a confirmed area of bounce, possibly around this area. Okay, observe what happens when it dips, observe what happens at this level, as it might give us a good bounce. There you go. Okay, it might go something like this and then continues to go up. Okay, so that is Nordstrom. This one is Domino's. For Domino's, we are also sitting at the resistance level for Domino's. So I'd like us to plot this area. Okay, so that is the next possible resistance. We're really close. And so I would have to say your risk to reward ratio would really be more inclined to a much higher risk than the reward. So once it reaches this level, observe what the market sentiment is, as it might go back and retrace. Oh, I noticed there's a gap down that happened here. Gap down. Okay, but it already revisited that when this stuff moved upwards, so that was already the opportunity that it got filled. Now we're nearing a resistance. So observe as it might continue to go up, but only up to the 287 level. Now, let me just share this link to our YouTube friends or our Facebook friends. Uh, let's see. If you want to watch our US market insights, US stock insights, we are live now in YouTube. I just want to make sure that our friends in our Facebook page are also updated. They always want to watch our insights here. There you have it. Okay. So let us continue. So we are now in our Domino's. Let's check out eBay. For eBay, okay, I am thinking, while it's true that there was a gap up that happened, we were not really successful in breaking this resistance over here, our MA20 line. Because you know, our MA20 line, where when we are moving below that MA20 level, normally your MA20 will act as a resistance. So that is what happened here. It tried to go up further, but there was a rejection that happened. So I'm thinking it will continue to go down. Okay, so be extra careful. I will not be entering in this stock yet. Um, in the U.S. market, it's a double-edged sword because you can bet on a stock that is going downwards, and of course you can also bet on a stock that's moving upwards. But uh, as for me, my personal take is I seldom, it's like only 5% of my trades would go for selling. I mean, when the market is down, I would click sell or yeah, bet on a stock that's going downwards. I seldom do that because um, normally when a stock is very stable, the dips are just temporary most of the time, you know. And plus the fact that I'm more familiar with the Philippine market, and in the Philippine market we only um, have one direction. It's always long, or we only bet for a stock that's moving upwards. We don't do selling here. Key, we don't do shorting. The next one is, so I hope you were able to capture that. eBay is most likely going to go down further, so we're not yet safe. Costco. Costco, you are at the resistance area, and true enough, when it reached that level, there was a rejection that happened. So, same, be extra careful if you're not very confident with selling yet, um, because I feel this will go down further. Okay, so wait for it at an area where it will potentially bounce. But I am so tempted to say watch what happens at the MA20 line, but looking at the, you know, the formation of the line, it's like it's bound to go down further, breaking the MA20 line. What about Disney? Disney, yes, we are correct. The other day, I made my. You're not into shorting or yeah, selling. Stay away first and wait for a confirmed bounce before you enter a buy position. What about one is gap? Okay, the nearer you are to the MA20 level, the better. Okay, so that's it around that. Okay, one moment, let me just check out something. See what happens. Okay, anyway, let's check this out. Interact. Okay, so just take note, 17.26 area, that's an area of possible bounce. So check out that level, okay? Uber. Okay, interact. Okay, for Uber, I would have to say we are at a very good level for Uber. I'd like to plot a support in this area where it is at right now. And let us see how your RSI behaves. So I think we are now gaining that momentum. This is the momentum that we have been waiting for. It's what we call bullish divergence. And while the stock was moving on a downward direction, your RSI is now building that uh, momentum. So yes, you can try out Uber at the 26.19 level. What about Beyond? For Beyond, let us see. Okay. So I'm not very confident because while it's true that when the price was moving downwards here, we see that, yep, your RSI is now giving us a bullish divergence. But when when we experienced that reversal, it was just very temporary, short-term reversal that happened. Okay, true enough, it went up, but there was a price rejection that happened here, and so chances are it will continue to go down. Okay, so I would have to say let's stay away for now, and I would say I'd observe what the market suggests around the 63.28 level. Let's check the next one. For this stock, this is the support that we are seeing. There you go. That is the support around 41.63 level. So if you want to get in that this stock, try to haggle around this area. It's currently giving us this sideways movement over here. It might continue something like that. Okay. The next is Overstock. This stock is very, very frustrating. Massive sell-off that happened when the CEO stepped down and sold all his shares. So hopefully we are going to. So by the way, it respected the support that I created the other day when we found that this stock had bounced at the area where we plotted it. Now, I would have to say we're still not safe because this red candlestick here. So for us to say that we are already uh, successfully on a reverse, we need to have in the next 3 days, like this stock, these candlesticks. On the next three candlesticks, they must engulf this red, but that did not happen. So there is a big chance that we might see, but we're already near, guys. We're already near the support. So for those people who may have entered here, well, probably they already took profit. But this is what we are seeing. So it went up, it might stabilize, move sideways, and before it goes up again. So that is the kind of movement that we are anticipating based on the current formation or pattern that we see for Overstock.com. Skechers. Skechers, yes, it respected the new support that we created. There you have it. But we are sitting at a resistance right now. So I would have to say, please stay. Maybe you can partially take profit if you already have a position, because this stock is bound to reverse. reverse in on the downside, right? So it might continue to give us that direction because this is a resistance. I see both over here, right? If uh, we have that, we're not at the resistance area, but the second time around it that hit the resistance level. Look what happens to your RSI. It's moving downwards, so that means there's not much buyer. Not yeah, you don't have a lot of buyers to push the price higher, and so this is a sign of weakness that I can see. So be extra careful as we might experience some breakdown in price. Where PayPal, it respected the line we created the other day. This was the support that we created. Now, let us see. We're now moving above the MA20 line. And as you notice, that MA20 line is pointing upwards. So let me just move this here. So if you want to get in near the 102.73 level, I think that is a good entry price. Okay, and it might revisit that line before it continues to go up. Okay, Microsoft. From Microsoft, okay, so we have a breakout in price. So this could be a good breakout play. So if you want to get in, the price where I plotted it, that would be a good entry price because this used to be a resistance over here. Resistance over here. So it might, just in case people will take profit, it will potentially revisit that area, this area over here, before it continues to go up. And besides, we are still at the over bought level. There you have it. Let's check out the next stock. Not skip the cryptocurrency. GNC. For GNC, we are also seeing the sign of weakness. So it might continue to go down and reach around 2.80 level and see if it will bounce at that area. Okay, so if it breaks that price, then it might continue to go down further. But definitely, the next course of action that this stock might take is, of course, it will retrace. Pfizer. Pfizer had a good bounce at the 36.35 level. That is there. So you screen it from where it is at right now, and then you screen downwards. If you see an area where you see price bouncing, okay, so notice this level, this area, you will see that the price bounces each time it touches the 36.35 level. So we can therefore conclude that that is a support built right over there. Now let us check out your FB. FB is okay. Let's just hope it breaks out of this area. Oops. Let's hope it breaks out of this area over here. There you go. Now observe what happens to the price whenever it reaches the 196.45. Let's see if it will experience some breakdown in price. If it does, if you see rejection at that level, then chances are it will revisit, and then when it reaches your MA20 line over here, check what happens next. Do we see a bounce? Will it bounce? If it continues to break down, then we'll say, okay, it will now go on a decline. That's for Facebook. One last on my list is Coke. As for Coke, I would have to say we let us observe what happens to the price when it reaches your MA20 line, because that could potentially be an area of resistance. If it does not break that line over there, then we'll say it's just going to be a temporary reversal and it might continue to go down further. Okay, so that's what we see for these stocks. So let me know the next time around if I have a US market insights review. Go ahead and share your requests. You can even share it here. I can let's see. This is just the start. I'd like to consistently review US stocks as well as stocks in the Philippine market. And if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, I hope you subscribe. And this is what we do. Very, very simple and straightforward. We just review our charts every day for both the US market and the Philippine stock exchange, Philippine stock market. Okay, so for now, enjoy your weekend and you have a great one. Let's not stop learning. Let's always skill ourselves, and I believe that that is the only way to go. If we continue studying, we'll become an expert someday. Thank you, and you have a great weekend. Bye bye.